a lot of athletes has been coming out speaking about it, about Travis Hunter and his girl and how she trying to just get the bag and how she wasn't interested in him initially, left him on red in her DM, all of that juicy gossipy thing that this type of stuff happens in relationships. He just happened to get ready to be walking into a lot of money, right? Well, a picture got leaked. So the man behind Travis Hunter's fiance, there we go. The man behind Travis Hunter's fiance, Liana Lene, viral photo says he waited for a right moment to release it.
This,
That's the picture right there.
this is crazy.
That's the picture. You know the infamous butt shot, right? The infamous tooted up picture. But yeah, so a recently circulated photo of Liana Travis' fiance has drawn attention not for his content, but for the timing and motives behind its release, which sparked a lot of conversation. However, the man admitted to intentionally waiting for what he described as the right moment to release it, hinting at plans to profit from the situation, including producing merchandise related to the drama.
Wow.
The man, in a series of disjointed, cryptic statements, attempted to explain his actions. Well, I'm torn. It was like 2021, so it's 2024 now. So that was 3 years ago. Bro, he was in high school in 21. He said, appearing to reference a year when the photo was taken. So let me get out of that and bring it back to us. Bring it back to us. Some additional context. So it was so much controversy around it, so many people weighing in, and probably Travis Hunter was wanting to, protect his girl, which you should. And people were saying he should leave her, should not talk to her. She just trying to get a meal ticket. She just trying to get paid, run ASAP. And so we live in a social media world where you're human and this can impact you. It can impact your mental health if you allow it to, all the things. And so it looks like he was getting ready to it looked like he crashed out and like just deleted all his stuff. And maybe that was a good thing, right? Before you do something that can impact your future.
Right.
The last thing I'll say is I did remember watching the game, and I remember she was going off on him, or going off on him on the sideline, which
Mm,
you have to protect the bag at all costs. And when you are in public and this can impact your money, sometimes we got to keep home business, and say, hey, look, when we go out in this public, we're not gonna say anything crazy on social media. We're not gonna be out here. We're gonna be low key. We're gonna do what we need to do. We're gonna have a PR team and we're gonna navigate this accordingly. But all that sounds great. But when the emotions
mm.
kick in and you see people going off on each other during a game, it's not a good look, especially when you're in the spotlight. I don't know what it's like to be in the spotlight. So it's easy for people to say, well, I would have did this or I would have did that or I would have left. Like, you should act this way, but you're not under that type of spotlight. And so I like to always look at both sides. And my thing is, in relationships, you just got to be on the same page. And I personally wouldn't feel comfortable if my wife was out on social media all the time just talking. And it doesn't mean that she can't talk, can't speak for herself, but we would operate as a unit. Because when she says something, that could enhance the money or impact the money. So we need to make sure we are being strategic with our moves. But I'll open it up to you, Keon, let you weigh in on this controversial topic. I think that they're just young and they'll figure it out or not, but it's his decision to make on whether he should be with her or not. I don't think it's anyone else's decision.
Man, I think that this is one of the most it's funny, it's controversial, it's been big headlines, but if you really break it down, it's one of the more educational. Like if you really look at it from that angle, there's so many gems you can pick up from this situation. Like especially if because we usually talk to people in relationships, people that's looking to steer their relationships toward the right direction. And so not to piggyback and kick beat a dead horse, and laugh at them some more. But like you said, they're young. They're both new to this. Neither one. This is his first time winning the Heisman. This is her first time being with a Heisman winner. You know what I'm saying? This is brand new to them. They're young. I can't believe I'm older than them. Like it's crazy. I'm 2 years older than their elder. So it's crazy to think that
Mm,
way. But they're still think about it. These are college students. Think about the drama you had in college. And
facts.
imagine, you know what I'm saying? So think about like these are people that are 2 years removed from high school. And so with that being said, I agree with everything you said in the sense that, okay, cool. We're not just boyfriend and girlfriend anymore. Technically we are, but okay, we kind of said that we want to be more than that. We've gotten engaged and this and that. So like you said, there becomes a point in time where, like I said, you got to start figuring out how to move as a unit. And and sometimes when I see the interactions that I see, kind of like you say, I get indications that they're not moving as a unit. And again, we're preferring this, and even, we're not relationship experts, but we can see things. And so like there's instances where like I say, she's saying things. There's instances where he's alone. He's a streamer. He's doing what we're doing. He's in front of a camera. He's streaming. He's talking about stuff going on with her. And people in the comments saying, like, man, Travis, take this down. You shouldn't be saying that. And so it's just a lot of a
Mm,
lack of a PR lens. It's a lot of just you can tell emotional, young, who knows. I can imagine the emotional highs that come with that life. One day I'm winning a Heisman, I'm doing the pose, the next day, social media is kicking my back in. Y'all are already trashing me saying I shouldn't have won the Heisman. Okay, cool. We can argue
mm,
on that. But now y'all throwing in all this personal stuff. Like I can't imagine what's on his plate right now. But
yeah.
once something that made me laugh or a post that I saw, it said I was laughing real hard at Travis Hunter till I remember when I was in my Travis Hunter phase. And I was like, okay, that's funny. That's funny. We might have to break that down on the show. And so I don't know. I was talking about all the gems you could take from this, learning how to operate as a couple in public, like that. What you were talking about. And another gem that I take away from this is being intentional with who you pick as a partner,
Mm,
because the person you
mm,
pick on day one, you still have to do life with them at day 200, day 400, day 1,000. And you're not just dating and engaged to and married to the person you pick it on day one. You have to try to, I mean, I don't know, none of us are perfect, but you got to think about it. We're both going to grow. And so you got to be strategic about dating. Be upfront about your intentions, I'll say. Because Travis Hunter, I'm sure from when he started dating her, knew he was going to make it to the NFL. So he has to date with those intentions. So to our viewers, y'all probably not going to the NFL. I ain't going to the NFL either. But for
mm.
those of us that are going to our respective careers, be intentional with your dating. Take this as a sign of what it might look like when you're not intentional with your dating, when you just date. You get what I mean? And
Yeah.
when you're young, that's cool. But as we get older and decide to drop on one knee and engage and propose to people, now you're putting pressure on yourself. We probably wouldn't even have half of these conversations if they weren't engaged, or if they weren't.
Mm,
I don't want to say if they're so public. I'm not going to blame them for being public, but another gem, another takeaway is sometimes privacy is vital to a relationship. Everybody does
mm.
not need to have access to y'all. Everyone does not need to be in y'all's business. And so I'll leave it there. But what are you thinking?
Man, okay, you took it there. I was okay. So a lot of our viewers are men, so I'm gonna talk to the men and if some ladies listening, listen in. Maybe you might learn something from it too.
Show your brothers or your husband or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So one of the things that now I will admit I had my version of Travis Hunter during my college years, just not being intentional, just doing a bunch of random stuff. So that's where I understand. And you're young, because what happens a lot of times, I'm almost 40, so I'll be 40 this upcoming year. What happens a lot of times when people get older, then they look back at people that's like 20 years or 15 years younger than them, and they're like, I would never do that. And this and it's like, you did some, you did your version of that when you were that age. And so all of a
Yeah.
sudden you've gotten older and now you just don't remember any of that, right? Like y'all was going crazy, but you don't remember any of it now, right? But I will tell you this, if I was talking to my younger self, but some of the things that I did get right, because I want to focus on the part where you mentioned choosing the right partner. And this is tied to the money. If you don't choose the right partner and you have a partner that's toxic with money, even when you're trying to, I don't toxic, I don't really dysfunctional, don't financially illiterate, don't want to work with you or not working with you, y'all not on the same page. You have to get on the same page. And a part of being on the same page is how you present yourselves out in the public, because if you are a corporate athlete, when you start leveling it up in corporate America, their leadership is looking at how you are operating in your personal life. Like, okay, with do you have drama going on to where you're coming to coming to the parties where it's drama? You don't think that that's going to impact your career in some form? Or are you the single guy that's out there mingling, talking to all the women, but then the leadership folks, they married? And so do you think they want you around their wives? So like there's a lot of underlining things
That's
there.
funny.
And there's also studies out there that people are taking a lot more serious when they're married in corporate America as well. Because they're now it might be subliminal where there's a level of responsibility typically when folks are married that's there, and seriousness that also translates over into the corporate space as well, and some seriousness there. I'm not saying it's perfect. You might agree or disagree, and this is not really to bash anyone that's single. That's not really the intent there. But just there's so many multifaceted things to think about that if I'm talking to my younger self of like, hey, don't be out here just playing around, just you don't have to get married tomorrow, but like if you find that person, hey, what are you waiting on? But how you choose your partner is important as well. I'll just point it at me. One of the things what was important to me was, I'm gonna say it out loud. One of the things was I intentionally I didn't date women that knew B-side rap songs. Like B-side, like the deep B-side rap song, because I like
You were playing
you know
songs in the
more,
car trying to test them out, seeing if they was gonna sing it, trying to vet them out.
you know more of the lyrics than I know. No knock.
That's
I'm just not interested.
funny.
Two, I always paid attention to their social media presence. If they
Mm.
were always on social media doing the butt back shots, like just needing to be seen, thirst trapping, like just some really provocative pictures and all of that, and just the frequency on how much you're on social media. That's giving me that doesn't make you a bad person, but that's giving me some insight on how you move, how you operate. And usually from what I've seen, a lot of times when I seen folks that were on social media, the IG doing the DMs and doing all of that, it was, you didn't like my post. Why didn't you like my post? Why did you like his post? Why did you like her post? And all of that is absolute nonsense. Three, how are they with their family? Are they loving with their family? How do they how are they with men? Are they just really negative towards men? Meaning probably had a lot of bad experiences, hadn't got over the previous experiences. And so now they're bringing it into that scenario, regardless on how beautiful they look, there's a lot of healing that needs to happen. And this isn't to bash women. I'm just telling you, I'm a man. And so these were some of the things I look for. And I'm gonna reverse it for the ladies that's watching. Maybe you got a man that, maybe you have some men that's not mature in that way as well, where they got some emotional healing that they need to work on, and they're bringing that drama to you. You don't have to deal with that either. So like having some standards and not and deciding do I want to deal with this or not? The last one, find how they manage their finances.
Mm,
Not in any order of priority, but how they manage their finance. Are they absolutely horrible with their money management? Not a deal breaker. However, are y'all willing to work? Are you seeing them willing to work to improve it? Because a lot of us come from backgrounds where we just didn't know, and that's
yeah.
okay. But are you seeing them when as you're having these conversations with them? Maybe y'all, if y'all are talking, maybe y'all take a class together and keep your finances separate, but at least start having those more healthy conversations around money to where it's like, okay, well, they are open to improving. So it's not a deal breaker. But I just got to tell you, if you fast forward 3 years from now, 5 years from now, you get married, all the signs were usually always there. You just chose to ignore them because of love. Love might get you there, but it ain't gonna keep you there. It's the day to
Mm,
day, the money management, the loving on each other, the healthy habits, the communication, the growing together, the working through your finances. And what people don't realize, poor finances, because we're gonna always tie it back to the money, and we talking about relationships, moving away from Travis Hunter. Money is just a symptom of money issues are just a symptom of other things that's going on. So like we married, so we're talking in that terms. So for the folks that's out there that's your future goal, please work on your finances with your future person and start have those conversations early and often. And even if it's someone that you're dating and you don't even know if y'all may take it there, talk about finances. Talk about finances and how is this related to the Travis Hunter story is you got to talk about the money. You can't mess up the money. The money is usually what messes things up. And because it causes so much stress, check to check, pressure, doing life together, it could be a beautiful thing, but life is long. It's two different people coming together. And so don't let money be one of the things that's causing the stress in your life. Actively work together to navigate that. I've seen scenarios where no matter how much, hey, take a course. Hey, I mean, this is not, I don't really want to endorse anybody, but like for us, I will say this. Me and my wife, we took Financial Peace University. It was the best. Even till this day, my wife said, I'm so glad you signed us up for that. And it's because it was the topic around money, but what it did for us, really, it helped add depth to our conversation, our communication, our relationship, our connection. And it just happened to be the subject was talking about money. And so what a lot of times on the surface when like people saying, hey man, got this issue going, I'm like, just take this course. I don't want to do that. I'm past that. It's too basic. No, you're think bigger. Like think beyond just the immediate. Understand this is an opportunity for y'all to have strategic date nights around the budget and y'all just spending time together talking about things. And because what'll end up happening, it'll start to permeate into other areas as well. So maybe it's finance this time and y'all get a consistent flow around that, but then it turns into talking about other things as well because now y'all have added depth to your communication, to your connection. I'm not a dating guru or anything like that, but I could just only talk about what has worked for me. And you don't have to be married to start having those conversations and seeing if this the right person for you or not. Just swinging it around to what you were saying, like you choosing the right person. So this is the real talk that needs to happen versus the surface level. You got a big bud, or or he in shape and he cut and he look good. He got a nice body. She got a nice body. We got to get past that surface level and the things that is going to be required on the day to day. We got to make sure we vet those out.